Hi everyone, it's Mickey here from the Waterwell Ministries and A Pretty Talent. And I am back with yet another shopping haul, but this time it is different from the others I have been sharing with you. I'm sort of wondering where I'm going to start. I want to talk to you about second-hand shopping, and then very specifically shopping from your charity shops. I want to slightly tilt the camera just to make sure I've got get everything captured here today. So the only purchase that I've had from a second-hand store today was this crate and 3 others like it. And if you can see, it's got this little, it's actually more like a drawer than a crate. So 4 of them in total, and this was from a second-hand store. The others were all bought from a charity shop, and that's really where I want to get to. The ones that I want to get to. Because I think we really ought to be supporting charity shops. Now, if you are a crafter and even an artist, there is a whole lot to gain from charity stores. So the first item that I noticed as I entered the, actually the second store of the day, was this container, which I want to use to, I'll see which fits best. I don't either want to stand my plates upright in this, or I want to put the lids of my pots and things in this, just to keep them organized. So that's the idea with this. This was discarded there. I'm going to clean it up. Nothing's been cleaned yet. I've just arrived home from the shopping, and I thought, let me sit down and share this with you. Now, the store that I'm talking about, that this comes from, in Alberton, is the Stepping Stones charity store. It is the store that is associated with hospice. And all proceeds, all monies go to hospice. So the idea is that you would donate your items to the store, and they then sell it at a ridiculously giveaway price. But I think the most expensive thing in the store, well, that was 50 Rand. This I got for 30 Rand. It's a lovely picture, a lovely painting. How can I hold this so that everyone can see it, or so that you can see the whole painting? And I don't normally buy paintings because I paint myself, and my whole house is filled with paintings that's been packed away and everything. A bit of an odd ribbon to hang it on, but in any case, but a lovely, lovely painting. This one just spoke to me, and I just bought it. It's not even signed. Don't know who the artist is, but I loved it, and I thought, let me bring it home. Now, the reason that I went to the charity shops today is to find a book on flowers. I'm looking for a lovely book on flowers that I can cut up. Now, these books are sold at 10 Rand a book. And honestly, I don't have qualms about cutting up books to put them to use. The photos in this particular book are magnificent. I want to use these in my journals, give them a second lease on life. The photography here did such a marvelous job. I wonder if they say who the photographer is, because I think the shout out to the photographer. The editor is Brenda Brickman, but I do not see a copyright Ernest van Jaarsveld, and the photographs Gerard Dreyer. I don't normally do this, but honestly, these are fantastic. And I looked through countless books today. These stood out from the rest, just head and shoulders above the rest. Just absolutely lovely, 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 lovely pictures that you can use. I would not be surprised if a whole lot of these, yes, Western and Northern Cape, because this reminded me of Namaqualand. So, Gerard Dreyer's Wildflowers, a visual celebration of South Africa's floral abundance. And this is the text by Ernst van Jaarsveld. Lovely book. I am sadly going to cut it up. I will probably do that. Now, I did not restrict myself to only buying that. I also, actually my friend that I was with, she saw this, and she said to me, aren't you a Lord of the Rings fan? And I said, yes, I am. And she said, have a look at this. And I looked at this, and this is what I discovered. This is a little booklet, which I'm not sure how useful this is going to be. Of everything, I think the booklet fascinated me the least. But in any case, there are possibilities. These are pictures that I would be able to use if I were to cut this up and use it. Not everything. Some of these are rather horrible little pictures and things. The Lord of the Rings does go very dark. And then there was this map, which the map side of this is, it's nice, but I loved the back, which is just green, but it's such a sturdy cardboard type of paper and such a lovely shade of green that this excited me. But, oh, and this was 10 Rand, just by the way, the whole box was 10 Rand. But what really, really intrigued me and what really got me excited was this. These cards. Now, the images, some of them I'll use and some of them I won't. I'm not too concerned with it. The back of this is all the same map design. These are a really sturdy cardboard. Corners are already rounded. They're all in a brilliant condition. See, that's that evil eye. That won't make it into my... This is the Eye of Sauron. But the cards, if I transform these into tags and things, tags is the word I'm looking for. I'm getting sidetracked in my head. Then these are going to be absolutely marvelous in the journaling process. So, junk journalists, journalists in general, even if I make these as turn these into bookmarks and things, I'm not a big bookmark person. Yes, I don't. Well, anyways, but there is a market for bookmarks. I probably turn very few of them into bookmarks. And then the book itself, the box itself, can be reworked into a cover for a journal. So anyways, there's that. I'm not going to... 10 Rand. 10 Rand a book. This is a book that I actually have in my collection. Designs for Handicrafts by Etienne van Dyker. I have the Afrikaans version in my collection, and it's a book that I love and have used rather extensively to get designs from. For back in the day, it was really for fabric painting and stuff that I used to do. And as a matter of fact, the tablecloth that I've got over my desk at school currently has been painted with one of the designs from this book. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous book. But because I love the book and the designs, I have decided that I'm going to buy this one as well. And then if I do, this is not really my kind of thing. Although I've done this kind of thing, it's not like whatever. Okay, look at these cute Dutch pictures. Now, in Bible journaling, I am interrupting myself. What I wanted to say before I started talking about Bible journaling, I am going to feel free to cut this up or whatever I need to do with these designs now, because I have another version of this. Okay, so what I wanted to say about Bible journaling then is that when you are journaling anything to do with Egypt, these kinds of pictures you can use. Be aware of the fact that most of these are the idols, the gods of Egypt. And you might want to consider that before including these in your Bible, but certainly it could be included in Bible journaling. Right, so anyways, I'm not going to look through the whole book here on the camera. Then I found this one. Jane Asher, Rhymes for All Seasons. The book is a bit damaged, and whatever it is, it's water damaged here as well. That is something that a book cannot recover from. And I have a, dare I admit it when I say that I'm going to cut up books. I have a degree in library and information science. I've been a librarian all my life. But maybe because of that, I know that a book has a lifespan. And once its time is over, its time is over. When there is water damage in a book, you remove it from your collection. You do not leave it there. This mold can potentially spread through your whole collection. So water damage and mold specifically, you don't accommodate. But these pictures with their frames was what drew me to this book. Love the little framed pictures in this book. So you have it throughout the book. And then you also have the rhymes. Ode to the ozone. Aerosols are quite appalling. One quick spray twice a day, whoops, the ozone's falling. North Sea seals are slowly sinking, caked with mud, choked on blood, just because we're not thinking. Poison petrol pollutes the planet, too much lead, brain dead, it isn't lead-free, ban it. I'm not sure that I would use this one. It is written apparently by a boy called Hugh Tallants, age 8. And this poor boy. Parents, don't do this to your children. These are grown-up issues. Don't burden your children with grown-up issues. They're adult issues. It's not for children to deal with. Bring them up to live responsibly for the planet, with the planet. I don't have a problem with that. But don't burden them with adult issues. I think, yeah, we shouldn't. Right. There are loads of other more positive poems. And those I can sort of just incorporate as a poem as well. So I'll cut out the little picture and the poem. This one I would fussy cut. I actually love this picture. And this little cock here, this chicken, love that. Snow no longer snowing, wind ends its blowing, every stream fresh flowing, a cockerel loudly crowing, new grass blades slowly showing, a bullock deeply lowing, the chilly evenings going, and almost without knowing, the corn growing. Love that poem. That's something that I would use as is in a journal, not necessarily the one on the ozone being destroyed. Okay, so here's another one. This is actually what I was looking for. And here I found it in the wrong kind of book. I wanted to show you more of those framed ones, and now I can't see a single one. There were more. Oh, there we go. There's another one. Loved the framed ones, but I also loved all the others. And for that reason, and because the book is already gone, going to be cut up and used in the journaling. This is the only book I did not buy for journaling. Revolution by Jean Edwards, the story of the first 17 years of the early church, the years 30 to 47 after AD, after the birth of Christ. So this is what I read for fun. And school holidays have just started today, and this is what I hope to read this holiday. So that one not to be cut up. I need to set it apart so that I don't cut. This is a treasure. An absolute accidental treasure that I came upon. Not into teddy bears. But I picked this up and it was Teddy Bears, a book to make your own. I thought it was about making teddy bears. And I'm a sewer, a seamstress. I opened this and I was gobsmacked. Look at these. If I cut each of these apart, they're little borders for a journal. That's what I was still thinking. Then I paged through the rest of the book. Look how lovely. Lovely. Still thinking I'm going to cut this up. And then I did this and I was like, I think it's already a journal. And it is. Complete with its slogans, its words, its quotations. It's absolutely gorgeous pictures. It's yellowed pages. This is an unused journal, gorgeous journal, for 10 Rand. That's what I paid for this, 10 Rand. Now, for friends overseas using the euros and even dollars, it's approximately 50 cents. That's what we're talking about. 50 cents. Good grief. I only wanted pictures on flowers and came upon this. Hundreds of stunning practical projects in collage, decoupage, paper mache, paper making, and paper crafts. Now, I teach this in my workshop, so that's not why I bought this. But it has pictures like this that I want to take out and use. Even this page. Oh, I will have to journal with this book to show you its true potential. I'm not sure it's evident. But these kinds of designs, these kinds of pages, the colors on them, the glossy finish even. I'm not always fond of glossy finishes, especially with junk journaling. But it has its place. Who's it that uses this quite often? There's on YouTube a woman called Natasha from Treasure Books. Look for Treasure Books. And she will often use these as well. Actually, Sasibo as well. Dragana from Sasibo. She as well. She also uses these quite often. And there's a place for it in junk journaling. So not the whole book and not every single image and not every single photo excites me. But some of them certainly do. And then there's always something new to learn, isn't there? Something that someone else has done that you haven't done or thought of doing or whatever it is, and actually just saw something like that. Oh, that's cute. That's cute. Stenciling and collaging on the wall. I'm not sure I would be doing it, but it is cute. Okay. You've seen this. Like I said, that one I will have to journal to show you its true value and purpose. This is an Afrikaans boek. Waarom kameelperd se nek so lank is en ander diere stories. Why the giraffe's neck is so long and other tales, stories about animals. Now, this book, the pictures sold me. I'm not even sure I'm going to cut this up. I don't have children. And I don't have the children in my life are all grown up, but I'm sure they're going to have children still. The illustrations are out of this world. They're different. They're beautiful. They're vibrant. And I would love to cut this up and use it. And I would hate to cut this up and use it. I think what I'll do is I'll actually read the stories. I write children's stories, and you can follow my blogs and come upon them. I've also recorded them, voice recordings on the children's stories, so you can listen to them for free. They're available on Amazon if you want to go buy them, but you don't have to pay for them. You can have them for free. And I illustrate my own stories and things, and these are... Oh, I love this. In any case, I like children's stories, and I read children's stories, and I write children's stories. There is something to say for those formative years. Isn't that lovely? This one, my friend also found for me. She knows I'm into the maps. The maps works brilliantly for journaling. And maps keep changing. I want to go back to this one. Wendy Martins and Nikki Nathanson. When you have an absolutely brilliant artist like this, then you need to give a shout out to the artist. So Nikki Nathanson is the artist. Wendy Martins, I'm not sure what the stories are like. I can't comment on that. I haven't read it. But I can give a shout out to the artist. Wêreldatlas vir Suid-Afrikaners. The World Atlas for South Africans. But the world keeps changing. And the boundaries keep changing. The borders. And atlases get outdated. And I'm trying to see what the publication date of this atlas is. There it is. 2004. Yeah, I will have to check it, but there's been some movement in the world since 2004. So these kinds of pages don't excite me. This is not good for journaling. However, these are lovely. They will make for brilliant journaling, especially if you coffee dye them, coffee and tea dye them. Just brown them up and make them a little bit more aged and whatever it is. Having said that, I used to be a history teacher at some point in my life. And I love history. And history is told in maps. It's why I also like biblical history. I like history. Okay. South Africa, Spectacular World of Wildlife. Now, my dad had this book. He owned this book at some point in his life. So I'm familiar with this book. And I'm familiar with the photos in this book. Now the photos. I am going to cut this book apart, even though it's a brilliantly beautiful book. Oh, these pictures. They are stunning. Stunning. But they will look fantastic in a journal. They will work marvelously. Look at that. They will work marvelously in a journal. I have 60 journals to pack for a women's retreat that I am planning for, but I as yet have no idea when and where this is going to take place. Sometimes I have an inspiration, and I believe it's the Holy Spirit revealing this to me, and I am in obedience doing what I need to do to plan and prepare for this, but I don't yet know where this is going to happen. If this is something that I need to arrange, and I will, if that's the case, but I also don't want to arrange and organize a retreat if this is someone else's retreat to organize. I'm waiting for further guidance in that. In the meantime, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I have shown this in a previous video, but I'll quickly grab this. So I'm in the process of making these journals, and the pages still need to slide in here. And there are 60 of these journals that I need to fill with journaling pages, and that's what I went shopping for. Well, I wasn't going to go shopping for it, but I ended up shopping for that as well. Now this is Purnell's Encyclopedia of Animal Life, and it's very much in the same vein as the Spectacular World of Wildlife, but these are magazines that's been put together, bound together, that's the correct terminology. So you bind them like this. I wonder if I can find, yes, there's a metal rod holding these together. It's a lovely binding to get your hands on. A lovely binding. So we used to have these in the library, of course we did. Back in the days when libraries still had better funding in South Africa. But aside from that, this binding, getting this for 10 Rand is an absolute steal. But the pictures in here are lovely. And certainly lends itself to journaling as well. I have to be honest with you, sometimes I feel a bit sad about cutting things up. And if it bugs me too much, if a book is in too good a state, I won't. But again, the time is past for a lot of these. This was sold in South Africa for 50 cents. In Australia and New Zealand, 55 cents. In Canada, 75 cents. This is ridiculous. It doesn't give the publication here. Published by Bernal in 96 weekly parts every Thursday. Number 33, volume 3, number 1. These are actually collector's items. Well, they used to be collected, but they've been written off. So even the libraries think the time is past. It used to be in a collection of a library, but it's been written off. Now, just when I thought it couldn't possibly get better, I found these. There are 4 of them. The junk journalists out there, eat your hearts out. All 4 of them have these retro yellowed pages. They reprints of old movie goer magazines. Oh, Picture Goer. That's the magazine's name. 1950. This is the collection of the Picture Goer of 1950. Not the original magazines. Reprints bound in a book. And they are simply fantastic. There's the cover page of one of the magazines. Simply fantastic for journaling. This one is 1953. It's in the same vein, same kind of thing. Loads and loads and loads of journaling potential. This is 1951. And again, Rita. This must be Rita Hayworth. Yes, Rita Hayworth. These are names my parents threw around, my grandparents threw around. These are older than I am. Jane Greer. Oh my goodness, these are fantastic. I don't recognize all the names. Some of them I do. Anyways, a bit of nostalgia there as well. And then you guessed that this one is 1952. So 1950 to 1953 for 4 years. Now, imagine, just imagine that you are looking to go to the movies and you buy yourself a magazine to find out what is showing, and you read an article, a full article, spanning more than one page on a movie that you're going to watch. It boggles the mind in our modern day and age. But that's not all. Still at Stepping Stone, Hospice's charity store, I then found some odds and ends. They asked me if I wanted to buy the whole bottle of buttons, and I said yes, because I'm a crafter. I said, but make me a price. They charged me 20 Rand. I paid a little bit more. Buttons. Buttons galore. And it's not even as if I don't have buttons. I have buttons. I've got huge buttons collection. I'm not going to say anything. This they charged me 5 rand for. And when I open it, oh, there's all sorts of things in here, which, whatever, a couple more buttons and whatever. But these are why I wanted this. I thought these were spectacular. Now, being a seamstress, this is not substantial, but for crafting, if I have, I don't know, a card or something that I'm making, let's just use this. This is not ideal. To have anything smaller here. Not really. Okay, but what I would do is I would just literally wrap this over and over and over again, and that's where I would use pieces like this. Yes, you can do sewing by hand, darning and mending and whatever, but honestly we don't. Not in this day and age, we don't. But in any case, I figured why not? I want those buttons, and they didn't. They charged me nothing for it. Then I found this one. This is a little, I don't know if this is glass or plastic. I don't know. I think it's glass because it's too cold for plastic. And it was just sitting there, and this they charged me 5 rand for as well. So this you can use in crafting. This you can use in crafting. And again, there's this twofold thing that I'm doing. I'm supporting a charity that I care for, and I think is doing a brilliant job. And I'm also replenishing my own stock. And then I came upon this. This, they had more, but I figured this was honestly enough. It's 3 of each color that they had. That's that I could just empty now, so you can put it aside. They call this, and it's the first time in my life I'd seen this, rug yarn. So you have this. I looked at this and immediately realized that this had the potential to make both shorter and longer tassels. And there's a project coming up that I need to make tassels for, probably not this much. But whatever. I can cut wool myself to make this, but it would cost me more than what they charged me. I can't even tell you what they charged me. I think it was 5, 10, I don't know. They did, 20 rand. It was 20 rand for the lot. It's a giveaway. That was the one charity shop. Again, Stepping Stone, and it is Hospice's charity shop. And so just Google Stepping Stone. I'm sure you'll have something in your vicinity. Maybe not. I'm thinking of where my folks are staying. They don't have a Stepping Stone. They have other charity shops. But Google Stepping Stone. Certainly if you're in Alberton, it's in the main street of Alberton, just off the main street of Alberton. But Google it, and Google Maps will take you there. Now, we actually first stop at a second-hand store called Ons Winkel. Ons Winkel is it's an AfriForum initiative to uplift the community, especially the Afrikaans community. AfriForum is about the upliftment of the Afrikaans community, which is fallen into disrepute. And before people start shouting all sorts of racisms and whatever it is, a humongously large part of the Afrikaans community are not white. We're not talking about skin color here. We're not talking about race. Any case, I'm not advocating AfriForum's things. I am advocating the upliftment of people who are impoverished and poor, and if I can support them by supporting a charity shop rather than buying something new, then I would do that. Now, ons winkel works on the same premise as the other charity shops. I believe in some countries it's called a thrift store. But yes, here we tend to refer to these as charity shops. And they work on pretty much the same principle where people would donate their belongings and it is then sold at a fraction of the price. And the people who are employed in these stores also tend to be part of the upliftment program. In any case, yes, that's the story of ons winkel. Now, the first thing I saw was these two paper boxes, which I have a whole collection of these already going in my house because I have a lot of paper in my life. I'm a paper artist, a paper journal, and I have a lot of paper. And two more, brilliant to have, brilliant. I will always keep buying those when I can. It is actually a testimony. Can I quickly testify about this and how I came upon most of these that I have in my life. I had decided that I was going to buy this. They sold at a store here, a local store called Westpac. Stocks these, and I was going to buy them. I had put money aside. I decided this is what I was going to spend the money on. I was organizing my craft room and I needed some paper boxes. And a friend came to visit, and just as she was leaving, she said she was leaving to go to Westpac. And it was at the tip of my tongue to say, well, let me just come along with you, because everything was set for me to buy these paper boxes. And I didn't say it, and I didn't go with her. And then as I returned back home, I just let her out at the gate, the motor gate. And as I returned home, I had some plastic lying on a counter. Now we've got a recycling bin, a plastic recycling bin in the complex. And I thought, well, since the door's already unlocked and everything, let me quickly go put the stuff in the recycling bin. And I picked it up and I walked to the recycling bin, or to the bin area, opened the lid of the recycling bin. And literally the whole bin, the whole plastic recycling bin was filled with these boxes. Brand spanking new boxes. None of them damaged, none of them dirty, none of them dusty. Brand spanking new boxes. More than I had intended to buy. And that's where most of my boxes come from. It's as if God had just absolutely provided for me exactly what I needed when I needed it. Yeah, it's an amazing, amazing. We serve such a great Lord, such a great God. So all honor to Jesus, honestly. Now, you know, when you go to a charity shop, you sort of like, okay, I hope there's something. And often I'll walk in and out and there isn't anything that I'm interested in. But this time, this blew me away. The fact that I was able to find this was beyond words. Psalm 1 to 50 doodles, Psalm 50 to 100 doodles. I did not see a third one. That would be Psalms 101 to Psalm 150. I didn't see the third one. If it ever existed, I could not find it. Any case, when I opened this, I am a Bible journaler. you'll know that. You've seen my videos. And these are journaling the Psalms. And they are fantastic. They're arranged in order. They have the step-by-step pictures for creating the pictures. And then they have a photo, that one happened to not have the photo, of where this person, I assume she's a woman, has journaled the pictures. So here you can see the step-by-step clouds and waters and waves and everything put together, and the finished product. And she had photographed it and printed it out and put it in these files. And it's astounding. It's absolutely astounding what she's done. Here you go again, the umbrellas, step by step, with the a picture of the finished product or page. This one, step by step for the door, and there's the door. And both of these files, I like that. Absolutely brilliant. Look at this. Step by step, and there's the finished page. And then I saw this. Where is it now? Oh, there it is. Weekly doodles available at praiseheart.net. And I went onto Google and I searched for this website. As Trisbop, these are the printouts of the artist at praiseheart.net, and please go look it up because you don't have to go buy this. She makes these available. And then I thought, was these then hers? No, these are not the Praiseheart artist's pictures. Again, I assume it's a woman. The person who compiled these files had been doing Bible journaling, and these are pictures of her own Bible that she had taken. I went to the blogs, you found these in the blogs on praiseheart.net, and I went to the blogs and I compared the pictures, and they are very similar to the original artists, but they are different, and they are the compiler's pictures. They're an absolute treasure to find in a thrift store, in a charity shop. And I am blessed beyond words to have found them. And what thrills me is to know that whoever had compiled these, lovingly, caringly compiled these, if they were to know that they ended up in my hands, I think they would be thrilled beyond words to know that they're in the hands of not only someone who appreciates Bible journaling, but it actually presents lessons and workshops in Bible journaling. And a shout out to the artist, of course, at praiseheart.net. Absolutely want to advocate. Go there, look at this, find this. But also a shout out to the person who so lovingly and carefully collected these, filed it so absolutely accurately. And then I don't know why they gave this up. I don't know what the reason for that is. But it found its way to my house and my hands, and it is going to be loved all over again. Its journey is not finished. Okay, so that's the one. But then I also found something else. Oh my goodness. And this is the only other item I bought at this store, and I almost overlooked it because it's got a bit of an ugly box. The box is falling apart. Well, it looks like it's falling apart. It isn't. Yeah, it is slightly. It can be fixed, but it's ugly and it's brown and it's. This does not attract attention. And yet, I unpacked everything that was resting upon it, and trust me, there was a lot of stuff resting on it. And I unpacked it, despite the dust. My hands are so dirty now. Despite the dust and everything. There you can see. This is my receipt for Stepping Stone. 300 Rand. I actually donated a little bit more money. It cost less than 300 Rand. So I rounded it up to 300 Rand. Anyways, I interrupted myself yet again. I unpacked everything on top of this and I opened this box. And I found these cards inside. And yes, they've got the little divider cards as well. I'm less... Ooh. I was just going to say I'm less interested in these. This one though, this one I'm interested in. These colors are fantastic. However, I'm not going to use the information in these. I'm not a gardener. I've spoken before about how I kill everything. I was looking for pictures of flowers. And this was a gardening, I don't know, a gardening something. It has no name. I don't know. It's all about gardens and planting, gardening under lights and exotic house plants and water gardening and terrariums and begonias and children's garden and those are the kinds of names you find here, divisions. And again, these cards are sturdy, strong, rounded corners. These already look a little bit distressed, which is fantastic for junk journaling, but they're not torn and shabby and miserable looking. So if I work with these, I can turn these into fantastic journaling pieces. Even binding them together and creating journaling pages from them, out of them, making journaling pages out of them. So if you know what to look for when you are out thrift store shopping, you can find absolute bargains and come home with so many things that you can use that it is astounding. The total spend for today's purchases was under 700 Rand. It was 600 and... Let me quickly add up. It was 300 at Stepping Stone. It was 130 at Ons Winkel. And it was 200 at the second-hand store where I bought the wooden boxes. So that's 500, that's 630 Rand. 630 Rand for things that'll last me ages before I will need to replenish again. Can I urge you to go to your thrift stores, to go to your charity shops and to support those people? They do a really good job. The money really goes towards a really fantastic cause. Do support them. I cannot afford to buy this kind of stuff new. But at these prices, they are fantastic. So, let me leave you with a last thought. May the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ guide you in every decision that you make, every cent that you spend or don't spend, every word that you say or don't say, every step that you take or don't take. May He be your guiding light and inspiration. That is my prayer for you in the name of Jesus. Have a blessed evening or day. Yeah, it's evening now. And go in grace. Cheers, guys.